Alright, let's try to figure out. Alright, this is where we're up to. We're on the base in the Avodah Zarah. Nine la'akum pasulei Eloho shenamar pasulei Elohim t'shbeish. How do you know that a pagan can nullify his God and just say it's garbage? The idol, because it says that the pasulei Elohim, it could be interpreted as the garbage, the waste of their gods, should be burned in fire. Idach. And furthermore, Nafkalei need Shmuel. We can learn this from what Shmuel taught. The Shmuel Rami Ksiv. Shmuel says it follows like Sachar Kesem Zovaleim. You shouldn't be jealous of the silver and gold that's upon him. And then it says you should take for you. Okay, so how can you take it? So if you nullify it and say it's garbage, then you could take it. But as long as it's still a god, and still it's being worshipped, then you can't take it. Right? So how can you? You shouldn't be jealous of it. You shouldn't. Thou shalt not covet it. Pasal me'alah. So you can nullify it and say it's garbage. It's no longer a god. You could take it for yourself. Rabbi Kiva found Sha'akum Shal'akum the Surmiyad, the Yisrael Achid Yovid Nolan. Where's Rabbi Kiva derive this that we have in the Mishnah that a pagan's idol is immediately prohibited and the Jew's idol is only prohibited once it's been worshipped? Nolan, where do we derive this from? Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda said, I'm a crop. In Deuteronomy 27, it says that it curses the man who makes an idol and sets it in a hidden place. So the way it's being understood is that until there's something hidden that's accomplished with it, meaning in your heart you're worshiping it. Idach, furthermore. So it's the same verse that we quoted before. You want to say to Rabbi Yitzchak, like Rabbi Yitzchak said, Nine la'akum shel Yisrael shetuna geniza shnemer v'sabisaser. Where do we derive that a Jew's idol has to be disposed of, put into Geniza, since it's set in a hidden place? And so that means it's not Asur Bahanoah, it's just you just have to put in Geniza. Idach, and furthermore, Navkalei Midrav Chista Amarav. This can be derived from what Rav Chista saying number of Rav. That Rav Chista Amarav is Rav Chista saying Rav, and Nayan Akum Shal Yisrael Shatuna Geniza. Where do we derive that a Jew's idol requires to be buried, hidden away? Shenamar le'sata sita lecha ashera kol eitzat mizbach Hashem lekecha. It says in Deuteronomy 16, you should not plant for you any ashera, any tree next to the altar of the Lord your God. There's one thing in Jerusalem, they specifically, to insult our holy Temple Mount, they planted trees there. They're not supposed to do. Ma mizbeach ton geniza. Just as the altar needs to be hidden away, geniza. Afashera ton geniza. So too, an ashera, a tree that was worshipped by a Jew, God forbid, not allowed to do it, but if it was done, it's compared to the altar that it requires geniza. V'idach, furthermore, ahum violate Reish Lakish. We could say it's like with Reish Lakish. What Reish Lakish said, Reish Lakish. Like Reish Lakish said, Kolamam Dain Sheina Hagan Kil Natua Sher B'Yisrael. Whoever sets up a judge among the Jewish people who isn't worthy of being a judge, it's like he planted an Asherah, like he planted a tree for idol worship. It says in the same chapter there that you should surely put judges and officers, you should give in all of your gates, And also it says you should not plant for you any Asherah, any idolatrous tree of any kind of tree. And also we could say, like the verse says, the person is the tree of the field, so the you shouldn't put a tree like that. Amar of Ashi, Rav Ashi said, "Welcome, Talmidei Chachamim, Kilon Tua Etzel Mizbach Hashem." So, what if you have real Torah scholars who do deserve to be Dayanim, and instead you pick people who shouldn't be? That's like you planted the tree right next to the altar. Shenemar Etzel Mizbach, it says by the altar. Bayer of Havnuna Rischakli. Rav Huna asked, what if a vessel is broken? La'akamahu. You threw it to break it for the sake of idolatry. What's the law there? Akum, the man. What kind of idol? Lema akum da akum. Whose idol? A pagan's idol? A Gentile's idol? Ben Rabbi Shmuel and Rabbi Kiva. Ben Rabbi Kiva. Whether we're following Rabbi Shmuel's opinion or Rabbi Kiva's opinion. Al Mishamshe akum hein. Mishamshe akum ein asurin. Achiavdu. Then it's not considered an offering to the idol. It's considered a service instrument of the idol, which is not prohibited until it's been used in worship. Ella Akam the Yisrael Libidaman. What if a Jew worshipped the idol, God forbid, according to his opinion? Lema Liba the Rekiva, maybe according to Rekiva, Hashta he Gufa Limitisra Chitavid Mishamesha Baya. If we say that the idol itself is not prohibited until it's been worshipped, so you need to even ask a question about the accompanying service items. Obviously not. Ella Aliba Rabbi Shmuel. But however, according to the opinion of Rabbi Shmuel, Damar Asur Miyad, according to Rabbi Shmuel's opinion that it's prohibited immediately, what do we say? Mishamshin Gamina. Do we learn the laws of a Jew's idolatrous items from a Gentile's idolatrous items? So if by the Gentile it doesn't become prohibited until it's been used in worship, so too for the Jew, it's not prohibited until it's used in worship. But Dilma Minagam, or maybe we learn from the idol. Just as the idol of the Jew is prohibited immediately, so too anything that's used to serve the idol, any utensils that are used in the service are also immediately prohibited. My area de come violate risachli to violate say. What is this about breaking a vessel? What about making a vessel? Well, he's talking about an issue of old tumah. We don't have time to get into that whole sugya. However, the Snan Klematchis Pshtein Mekablei and Tamein. The Mishnah in Maseches Kelim that says that when it comes to metal utensils, whether it's the flat regular ones or the pieces that receive Tamein, they immediately receive tumah. Metal always receives tumah. Nishtabu Taharu, but if you broke them, they become pure. Chazru San Kelim Yachzuru Chazru. So then the old tumah comes back if you fix it. A broken kli doesn't have Levitical impurity, but if you take a kli a vessel that was impure, and you don't put in the mikveh, which would cure it of the impurity, you break it. That also cures the impurity, and then you put it back together. Then it's impure again from the old impurity. That's what it means tumah yeshana. That's what we're talking about. So do we say the same things that the impurity returns? Hanamilu the tumah deraisa, tumah derabbanan loy. Well, that's only with biblical laws of tumah of impurity. However, rabbinical no, or dilma leishna, maybe there's no difference. Shar tumas derabbanan. We want to say all the types of tumah are rabbinical. V'chad migoy chad, and one in the second one from violate. like we want to say Talmud or Rabbanan Mihadra, does Levitical impurity return or Leihadra, or does it not return if it's broken and put back together? And Timsa Leihadra, if you want to say it doesn't return, Talmud the Akum Mishum Chum the Akum, the would we say that the impurity of idolatry returns? Well, maybe that's because of how strict we are about idolatry. Mishavi Rabbanan Ketumah Deraisa. That the rabbis, even though it's a rabbinical law, the rabbis made it the same, like a biblical level of tumah, or no, teku. We'll just leave it aside. We're not going to answer that. Boy minei Rabbi Yechon and Rabbi Yanai. Rabbi Yechon asked Rabbi Yanai to krivis akum shel oichlem mahu. What if foods were offered in front of an idol? What's the law, right? This is something we saw. In other books in other religions, they had the same question. Religions that came from Judaism. So what's the law? Can you nullify food that was offered to idol? Because it wasn't slaughtered in front of the idol the way we slaughter, so it's not kain pnim. So l'tarena mituma, and then you can remove the tuma from it, or you can't be mevatlet. The Gentile can't say this is no longer idolaters. We've done a Gemara to buy like Kalim. So the Gemara judges this is like ask about the utensils. Kalim like no, we're not asking. It's a very clear law. mikvah, tumanami batela. You can put a keli in the mikvah. You can put a vessel in the mikvah, a utensil in the mikvah, and it becomes pure. So there too you can remove the tumah. You can remove the impurity. We're going to ask about food. You can't purify the food. Vedana Gemara to violate. So the Gemara says like this: we're asking the akum gufa. What about the actual idol? What if someone worshipped the food, right? Akum gufa nami limabayale. You don't have to ask about the actual idol. I want to do this. Let's try this from the art scroll. I think it might go a little quicker because I want to go in the house already. This happened to be a pretty long daf. The next one is also fairly long, but maybe we can. So came the surah bottle to Manami Batla. So since the idol's prohibition is cancelled through nullification, so too is the tumah. But what about a food offering made to an idol? Is that tummy? Kevin the surah bottle k'rav you can't remove the prohibition according to Rav Gidel. To Manami Batla. So the impurity is also not cancelled. Oidoma is the rice like bottle with a button bottle. Some of the rabbanan bottle. Maybe only if it's a biblical prohibition is when it can't be nullified, but a rabbinical prohibition can take it. Just leave it. We don't have an answer to this. Don't worry about it. Just stay away from it, right? Boy minei Rabbi Yossi ben Shaul Merebi. Rabbi Yossi ben Shaul asked a very interesting question. We have a very interesting historical situation. There was the temple of Onias. He was the son of Shimon Tzaddik. Chonio was the son of Simon the Just. And when Shimon Tzaddik passed away, they made his brother Shimi, who was older than him, they made him the high priest. They made him the Kohen Gadol. And but Chonio was more of a Talmud Chacham, it would seem, than Shimi. And he was jealous, so he made his own temple in Alexandria and offered sacrifices, which goes against the law. You're not allowed to. Some say it was just a synagogue, but it seemed it was there for hundreds of years. The temple of Chonio in Alexandria, Egypt. If you had something that was used to worship the one true God in an improper temple, can you use the same vessels in the holy temple? The question is based on the idea that it was not a pagan temple. It was a temple that was dedicated to the one true God. It just violated the law that it's only supposed to be in Jerusalem, not anywhere else. This non kaim shimshu beischani leishamshu the mikdash b'Yerushalayim and tzarich lahem l'davar acher. But the Mishnah says in Menachos that a priest who served as a priest in the temple of Onias cannot go back to the temple of Jerusalem and serve, and also he can't. If a priest, a Jewish priest, a Kohen, served idolatry, obviously he can't go serve in our temple. So so maybe the rabbis only punished the priests for this because they made a choice, but the vessels didn't make a choice. So why the vessels are inanimate objects? Or maybe there's no difference. So Yosef ben Shul said you're not allowed to use them, and we had a scriptural verse to prove this, but I forgot it. We had it in our hands and we forgot it. Eisvei. So Yosef ben Shul, that was Rebbe's answer. So Yosef ben Shul answered like this: excuse me. In 2 Chronicles 29, it says that Hezekiah took all of the vessels that his father Achaz caused to use for idolatry and sanctified them and used them for God. So meaning he put in the mikveh to remove the tumah, to purify them, and they anointed them with oil so they could be used in the temple. They sanctified them, consecrated them. So Rebbe said to Yosef ben Shul, "You're blessed to heaven. You gave me back the verse that I was missing. You returned my missing object. They were taken measures that they were hidden away. When we sanctified them, we brought others. So the very verse that you used was the verse that we used to say that you're not allowed to do this. And this, we have a Mishnah in Midos that says that in the northeastern chamber were the stones from the altar that the Greeks defiled in the Hasmoneans, hid them away so they shouldn't be used again. So Rav Sheshes says that they were defiled through idolatry. Rav Papa said like this: Hasam Kurashkach V'Darish. So Rav Papa said there we have a biblical verse that we can explain. In Ezekiel 7:22 it says that the lawless people came into the temple and defiled it. He said, what could we do in this Brinhu? We could break them up, and then put them back together. So he said, no, you have to have whole stones for the altar. And couldn't we chisel them away? No, you're not allowed to put any iron tools on the temple stones. So they just had to be gotten rid of. They had to be, you couldn't throw them away, but you had to hide them away. So why? Why couldn't they use them? Why can't they just? Why can't why can't you use it for secular use once it was used for idolatry? The Milam or Rishayas, what did Rishayas say? Bikshu lignais, kol kesef zavshav oilam, mishum kasu zavshal Yerushalayim. The rabbis wanted to conceal all the gold and silver in the world because of the gold and silver of Jerusalem. They wanted to say that any silver and gold in the world you shouldn't be able to use because maybe this was what the Romans took away from Jerusalem. There's all these people who have these conspiracy theories about stuff being in the Vatican. It's probably not in the Vatican. the Romans used it for other things, and so the rabbis were saying, silver and gold we should probably never use, because maybe this is what from the Romans took from the temple. So they asked the following: Yerushalayim have Yerubal? Jerusalem's not most of the world, so you're not gonna. If you're in Timbuktu, you're gonna find from Jerusalem. So Alamarbaya, so Abaya said like this: Bikshul ignois dinara hadrianya turyanya shaifim neitiv Yerushalayim. So the rabbi said that every Hadrian imprinted and Trajan imprinted denarius should be considered Jerusalem coinage. That they used the gold from Jerusalem to make their coins. But then they found that the Torah says, it's really Ezekiel, but the point is that the Bible says that lawless people came and profaned it, that once it became profane, meaning it became secularized, and you were allowed to use the coins. So that, but the coins were not used for religious purposes. The coins were never used for religious purpose. They were property, meaning they were taken from the temple. Doesn't mean that they were taken from the kalim. However, the altar was the altar of God, meaning even if it's the menorah or anything else, it's not the same as the altar. But the altar you cannot use for a secular purpose, even if it was defiled, desecrated. Okay, we have a Mishnah. Akum Mavatal Akum Shaloi V'Shal Chaverei V'Yisrael Mavatal Akum Shal Akum. A non-Jew can nullify his own idol and the idol of another non-Jew. We're going to discuss of his friend, his fellow. We're going to discuss what that means. This is a very big discussion. Can a monotheist Gentile nullify an idol? Yisrael and Mavatal Akum Shalakum. A Jew cannot nullify a pagan's idol. Mavatal Akum, Mavatal Mishimsha, Bitul Mishimsha, Mishimshematun V'Hiyasura. If someone nullifies an idol, then the accessories in the idol are also nullified. But if you only nullify the accessories and not the idol, so then the idol is still prohibited until the idol itself is nullified. So in Gemara says, Masnei lei Rabbi Shimon Brei Rabbi taught his son Rabbi Shimon like this: Akum avatal akum shalei v'shal chaverei. A non-Jew can nullify his own idol and that of his fellow. Rabbi. So he said Rabbi. That's what we all call him. That's how he called his father. He didn't say Abba. He said Rabbi. He said, you taught me in your younger years that a pagan non-Jew can nullify his own idol and the Jew's idol. The Israel become a vatle. Can you really nullify a Jew's idol? When it's written that it's hidden in a hidden place, that means it could not be nullified. Amar Rabbi Hillel, Breda Rabbi Valas. Rabbi Hillel, the son of Rabbi Valas, said, we hear about him a lot in the Yerushalmi. We're talking where a Jew and a non-Jew share the idol, then the non-Jew can nullify even the Jew's share, not one that's totally owned by a Jew. What's the difference between what Rebbe taught when he was young and when he was old? Given the Akum of Atal Nafshe, Yisrael Nami Batal. That if a Jew is worshiping an idol, he's trying to fit in with the non-Jew. And if the non-Jew gets rid of his idol, so then the Jew wants to fit in. But when he got old, he realized that if a Jew worships idols, he has his own mind. When the non-Jew gets rid of the idol, the Jew becomes probably more fanatical devotee to the cult than the non-Jew. And so it's not nullified. Some teach like this at the end. The Jew cannot nullify the idol of the non-Jew. Pshita, that's obvious. Jews cannot nullify idols, only a non-Jew can. I'm Rabbi Hillel Berei. So Rabbi Hillel, his son said, the Rebbe Velas said, it's only what about partnership? This is where we're going to have to end. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment, all the best. Thank you.